Hey everyone, welcome back. You guys know I love a good curveball, right? And this deep dive is no exception. We're taking a look at a career guide all about becoming a motion picture film developer. Talk about a blast from the past. In this age of instant digital everything, I was immediately hooked. Like, what can we even learn from a career path that seems, well, almost lost in time? Let's find out.
So the guide we're diving into is called Motion Picture Film Developer, the Complete Career Guide, published just recently in December 2023 by RoleCatcher.
Interesting.
Not your typical career advice, huh?
Yeah, you know what's really striking to me? It's how this guide positions film developing. It's not just about the skill itself, it's about career development in our digital world. How to navigate the job market today, which, is really relevant for anyone listening.
Right. It really surprised me the sheer range of topics they covered. It's not just about dark rooms and chemicals, it's interview strategies,
Yeah.
career progression, even advice on using AI tools for job hunting. It's wild. They took this old school craft and threw in a tech twist.
Yeah.
Even a niche field like this needs you to adapt and use technology, right?
Absolutely. And something the guide really emphasizes well, kind of subtly, is transferable skills. It makes it clear that you can take what you learn in one field and apply it to so many others. That's huge for anyone, no matter what you do or where you are in your career.
So true. It does make you think, though, is there even room for film developing these days? In our smartphone-obsessed world, isn't that skill kind of, well, outdated?
Well, the guide actually addresses that head on. It says that even though digital is dominant, those film developing skills, they're still in demand.
Really? Wow, that's unexpected. Why do you think that is?
It's pretty interesting, isn't it? Like we're seeing this resurgence, right? Vinyl record sales are through the roof, vintage photography is back in style. There's just something about film, that authenticity that digital doesn't quite capture.
Almost like in our search for the new and innovative, we've circled back to what's tangible, handcrafted. It's kind of cool, actually.
So it's not just nostalgia, huh? There's actually a demand for this. It makes you think everyone loves rediscovering old passions in new ways. Like maybe this guide is tapping into that. But who's it for? I mean, I'm picturing like aspiring filmmakers, photographers maybe. But who else would really want to dive into this world?
Yeah, you're right. The guide definitely speaks to those groups, the aspiring film developers, photographers, but it goes beyond that, which I found really interesting. It's also for people changing careers,
Yeah.
or those who are really into cinema history, even just anyone looking for a new way to think about their career.
Makes sense. Like a good career guide, it's not just about one job, it's about how to approach your career strategically. Speaking of which, did this guide actually give any like practical tips? Our listeners love that stuff, those little nuggets they can use right away.
Oh, absolutely. It's full of them. And it's written so it applies to almost anything, which is cool. Like one thing it really stresses is building a portfolio, but not just showing your work, telling a story, like about your journey and your skills.
Oh, I like that. It's like you're curating an experience, not just, a collection of pictures or whatever.
Exactly.
Did they talk about other stuff too, like the whole networking thing or even what you could expect to earn?
Yeah, definitely. Networking's huge, right?
Right.
So they talk about that, going to film festivals, finding mentors, things like that. Salary-wise, they don't give hard numbers, but they do mention freelancing. Like, once you have experience, you could go freelance, and they kind of hint at the earning potential there.
Oh.
One thing I thought was really smart, they talk about personal branding.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, building your own unique identity. How to stand out, especially in a crowded market.
So important, and especially in any creative field, right? You got to stand out. This
Yeah.
guide, it seems like they're encouraging people to be proactive, like you're in the driver's seat of your career.
Totally. It's all about continuous learning, putting yourself out there, even using technology to your advantage, which is so key no matter what you do. You own your expertise, and you look for ways to grow.
Yeah. It's really cool, how they took something like film developing, which seems so niche, and used it to talk about bigger career stuff, especially in the digital age. It makes you realize sometimes the less obvious paths, they can teach you the most.
Totally. This whole deep dive has really made me question, like, what does it even mean to be relevant in the 21st century?
Right.
Just because something isn't like the most popular thing ever doesn't mean it has no value.
Yeah.
Actually, sometimes focusing on something unique like film developing, that can be what makes you stand out.
Makes you wonder, like, what other niche skills are out there, just kind of thriving quietly and waiting to be rediscovered, or even like reinvented for today. It's like this guide opened a secret door or something.
I love that. And, just like the guide tells aspiring film developers to embrace tech, maybe there are ways for all of us to use those digital tools, but in new ways to help us with our own passions, our careers, whatever. It's pretty exciting when you think about it.
Totally agree. It's bigger than just finding a job. It's about like finding your thing, honing your craft, being open to the unexpected,
Hmm.
becoming a lifelong learner or whatever they call it. Who knows where that might lead? Maybe somewhere as surprising as this career guide took us.
Couldn't agree more.
Right.
Always more to learn, always more to explore, even when it feels like we're drowning in information already.
Right.
Sometimes you got to look beyond the obvious, be open to doing things differently.
Well said. And that is all the time we have for today's deep dive. If this got your wheels turning, remember, there is a whole world of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered. Keep sending us your requests, and we will keep diving deep into the fascinating and the unexpected together.